What is up, geeks and gamers? Y'all already know what it is. I'm Q.
And I am QMG.
Bringing you guys into the Quniverse, where we talk to y'all about everything geeky, gamey, and nerdy. We got a great episode for y'all. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Usually we give y'all the new and trending news, what's going on, but we're going to do it up. We're going to switch it up this day, and we're going to bring y'all the verses of all verses, top some movies. We're going to have these movies on here, and we're going to turn it on up, but let that be right. Have them synced up. You doing all right, QMG?
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. I've been sent up. Woo! Yeah, let's go.
Have you sent up?
Like I said, we got a great episode for y'all. Like I said, we're going to switch it up. We usually do the new and trending news that's going on, but we're going to bring y'all the verses of verses. We're going to put some good movies up here versus each other, and we're going to talk about it. QMG, how you doing today?
Doing good.
And this is something new we're doing. We're going to do this, we do have something at the end of the month right before we take our break for the week. So we're going to be doing this every last week of the month. So y'all stay tuned for that. We might be doing different categories like top cartoons from Nickelodeon or top rom-coms, top comedies and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and start it off. Why not? QMG.
What's up?
Alien versus The Thing. Alien 1.
Let's let some people come in first.
You want to get it turned off. You want to get it turned all the way up.
Pretty much.
Facts. I could dig it on that. But that's the first one though. That's the first one. So you can already get in your head. But this is great. While we're doing that,
break down your reasoning for kicking it off like this.
The reason I decided because you were watching the podcast from WWE with Xavier Woods and them.
Yeah.
And they were breaking down some of their favorite movies, and I thought it would be pretty cool to do something similar to that, as well as you have done that with the More Diversity crew in certain instances as well.
Yeah, so certain degrees on different topics. Yeah.
To a certain degree.
to a
lesser degree. But yeah, so I thought that would be pretty cool to go ahead and get that rolling. I thought that would be pretty awesome to sit here and me and you. So I'm pretty sure some of these movies we're going to disagree on which one is the better movie.
True that.
So I definitely want to see how that works out, and I'm ready for it. But while we wait to get some more,
so with these particular, because you picked the type of topics we'd be talking about. So why this particular topic? Because it looks, you said, I'm guessing it's because I don't know either, folks. So I'm guessing general topics.
We really started it, and I definitely want to get y'all opinion on some of on debating, but you came to me about the Dragon Ball debate that I thought was kind of common sense, and I thought it would be cool for some movies.
Care to elaborate specifically on that? just for the purpose of this.
Yes, we can elaborate. You brought to my attention that in Twitter somebody said that Khalifa, the real angry Saiyan from Universe 6, can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I thought that had to be the most common sense thing I've ever heard. Obviously she can't, but you said it was some people that totally agreed with that sentiment that she could beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yes, on the impetus that since the apparent Dragon Ball super scaling of power is apparently a ridiculous amount that people would never understand how really don't understand how large of a gap power-wise Super is compared to GT. They were very adamant that Caulifla would be able to no problem defeat Super Saiyan 4 because
that makes no sense.
Because they in their words, if Caulifla can stick up with a Super Saiyan Goku who has Super Saiyan God energy in the Tournament of Power,
oh god,
then that means that it's such a large. It's just such a large.
And you want to know how I can defeat that whole sentiment right there? Jiren does not have a lick of God ki in him. Not now.
That we know of,
that we know of. It was never stated that his God ki is stronger than him. He does not have God ki. He just worked to become more powerful. So that sentiment is kind of null and void, because that means same for Gogeta. Gogeta doesn't have to have God ki to be strong.
But I guess what
Frieza also someone who has no God ki.
I'm assuming that they're using they're under the not the impression, but they're saying that it's not necessarily God ki, but the power level of a God ki that makes them strong. You know what I'm saying?
I guess
that because of the God ki absorption, they are far stronger than anything that we've ever. That apparently they're on a multiversal scale. To quote a direct quote. To quote a direct quote, that it's because Goku would be multiversal at that point, then he should be able to essentially one-shot Caulifla. And since he did not, that means she's obviously super strong and on his level, which, as I pointed out to you, Goku was not even close to fighting at his full strength in the Tournament of Power at the beginning. He was simply sizing people up, because if we're going off of that, then that would, then it would have been a wrap for virtually everybody Goku went up against that wasn't from Universe 11.
Exactly.
Or, Hit or anybody like that, or the, people like that. So it's a very flawed conversation that hinges too much on the literal sense of the Tournament of Power's power level.
Yeah.
And not enough on the power, not enough on the common sense, because GT takes place again about 20 to 30 years after the events of Buu Saga, which means it had to be about, if you're gonna add a couple of years, give or take, maybe 17.
What up?
17 years after the Tournament of Power arc. Just saying. Yeah. So even if you count Super to the canon, then there's absolutely no way in hell that Gogeta at that point in time would be weaker than Caulifla.
Facts.
If you don't, then still a fusion of 50, 60-year-old Goku and Vegeta,
which have not stopped training.
Right.
There is no way that Caulifla can beat them. Kefla can't even beat them. So yeah, I think that just assuming that is a little bit bonehead. It's a bonehead play, and just assuming that because she's a prodigy and all of that. Those are your Twitter fans. Those are your Twitter folks.
Nah, they ain't.
But we're gonna go ahead and move on forward. We go ahead and get on into it, because it sounds like it's gonna be awesome. So I'm ready. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. QMG, the first versus, like I said before, Alien 1 versus John Carpenter's The Thing. Jai, what's goody? What's up? We got Alien 1 versus John Carpenter's The Thing. Man, I think that's a good way to start it off. So I'm gonna let you go first. Which one do you think is the better movie?
And you said Alien
1
or The Thing. I've only seen each of those films probably once ever, and it's kind of hard, but I'll say The Thing simply because I feel like Alien 1 isn't as strong as Aliens. So it's like with The Thing, it's really high tension. John Carpenter did his thing with the practical effects and the tension and all of that.
Yeah.
And with Alien, with Sigourney Weaver, of course, it's the template, but I do feel like a lot of what makes Alien iconic comes from Aliens and not so much from Alien, outside of the chest burster scene.
Yeah,
everything else is still good, but I feel like a lot of the moments that people associate the most with the Alien franchise comes from Aliens. And when you compare Alien to other horror films around that time period, I think you'll find it kind of coming up short. And I think that's an example.
Yeah, Alien definitely. So let me know in the comments, all geeks and gamers out there, when we bring up which was versus, let us know which movie do you pick. But yeah, I have to go with. I might have to go with John Carpenter The Thing as well. John Carpenter The Thing has definitely set a lot of precedents for the genre, for the horror genre as a whole. A lot of tropes have been pulled from that. The trope of the anamorphing character, which when you don't know who's the character, with the twist at the end, it could have been the guy that you've been rooting for the whole time. The cast, man, like, how can you even argue that this movie wasn't amazing for its time? It has just set the bar for Among Us. If you love the game Among Us, is made literally from John Carpenter's The Thing. So I think that John Carpenter's Thing. Now, like you said, if we're talking about Aliens, I definitely would agree that Aliens had a bigger impact. Like, all the stuff that people might remember that they love about the Alien franchise came from that movie, besides the chest bursting alien. But yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing, it was OD. It was definitely good. But if it was going against Aliens, would you pick it over Aliens?
Oh, Aliens! If Aliens was in any comparison that involves Aliens, is clean is gonna do a clean sweep. Is going to do a pretty clean sweep. It's not even a question.
So that was a light one. I wanted to get you set up in there for the light one. I was gonna give you the light one, but now we got T2 Judgment Day.
T2 don't matter.
Versus Demolition Man.
It's T2. It's T2. It's not even a question. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. T2 is quite literally the greatest sequel in cinema history, and it very much is. It's a perfect film.
Hey, Wesley Snipes was godlike in Demolition Man.
I'm telling you now.
Let me know, Demolition Man or T2. Let me know. T2 fact. Okay.
I'm saying it now. James Cameron knew what he was doing with Terminator 2. It's not even a question. Demolition Man got some nice meme moments.
I was just gonna say I really loved, because I'm torn. I'm trying to, as I talk about it, maybe I'll come up, but I think Demolition Man kind of had more of a vibe of the years we're in now, like with the media and fast food.
Man, that's cap. That's cap. I'm sorry, but I don't care. I'm over giving props to movies that talk about the downward.
But that spiral. Don't mean it wasn't good.
It wasn't that good. Not compared to T2. It's like comparing Demolition Man to T2 is like comparing McDonald's to a steak restaurant, a steakhouse. It's okay. McDonald's might have one or two burgers that you like, but you're gonna be sitting on the toilet all the same. But you go to steakhouse, you're gonna be having the time of your life.
Okay, so what made T2 so great to you?
T2 is a great movie because the acting, they did not slouch on the acting, despite it being a sci-fi heavy story dealing with robots and time travel and assassins. Arnold Schwarzenegger literally played one of the best cinematic heroes of all time in the T-800, a character that inherently is designed to kill, but because of the circumstances that it's in, it starts to understand the value of life and everything, and he does an amazing job. Patrick's T-1000, one of the best horror movie villains, not horror, just horror, but one of the greatest movie villains, period, because of how unstoppable it seems, how ahead of the curve it is over the heroes. Like Sarah Connor alone and her arc are now of, going from Terminator 1, where she didn't like just being dropped on her head and she's having to cope, and now being T2, where she's literally like, the nuclear that whole
talking about when she was at the playground.
That whole sequence is like an awesome, horrifying reminder of the stakes and how committed she is, and John's dynamic of him, of showing why he would be one, in the dark future, why he would be such a great leader, because despite all of the horrific things, even from his childhood perspective of being in a foster home and all of this, he still maintains hope and a sense of understanding of doing the right thing. And the fact that the movie keeps putting, like, and it's the perfect moment where Sarah, wakes up from the dream and she decides she needs to kill the guy who ends up making the T-1000 models or starting it down the road. And she basically becomes the thing she hates, Terminator, because she's going to kill this person coldly based off of something he would do. And that whole scenario and the realization and all of that, it's just in my opinion, it is a flawless movie. And I know Demolition Man has Wesley Snipes and but it's like, that is nice for what it is, but T2 is something else entirely.
Okay, so we're just gonna gloss over the fact that Demolition Man has a story and a point too.
It's what I'm telling you is that its story and point can't sniff a candle close to T2's. Yes, it has a story. Yes, it has a point. Yes, those things aren't garbage by any metric, but it ain't close to T2. It's just
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I feel like you're glossing over the simple fact of the points that Demolition Man was trying to make not that far.
No, I understand the points. I'm just saying I don't care about it compared to T2. It's there.
Wesley Snipes was evil that was from back, like they got rid of their past and forgot about how evil people can be, and Wesley Snipes comes from the past and showing there are truly evil people, and then they have to get somebody from the past to stop him.
That ain't
you can't run away from your past. You got to embrace your past so you can make it to a new future.
That's okay. But that ain't. But T2-1 does that,
and
does that concept far better.
And I still believe that the media age and how they went about it back then and how it's so relevant now that's a bigger impact.
No, because every piece of media since the dawn of that concept does that.
When the last time you ate Taco Bell?
It's not about the See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about people. People piss me off talking about Demolition Man. They want to talk about the specific things because it's relevant to us.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the. If you can only focus on the specific things, then that means it will not be relevant past our individual time in the sun.
So what about Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit
451.
That works better because there's nothing descriptive. There's no specific Taco Bell or 7-Eleven.
Hey, them seashells sure sound like some Galaxy Buzz to me.
Nobody thinks about that crap. I do. My point about you brought up Fahrenheit 451.
Mm-hmm.
Fahrenheit 451 does it perfectly because it keeps things vague enough so people will understand the concepts, but it's not trying to centralize it to try to basically down on one particular thing, because it's the 90s. People already wanted to say that fast foods are a bad thing. So what do they say? In the future, the fast food corporations take over everything. And then that's cool. That's a nice, interesting, original concept. I'm not hating on it. But what I am saying is that you don't compete where you don't compare. There's Walmart, and there's a bunch of dope Walmarts that's big and clean and have the stuff that everybody wants. But then there's the better store.
Now, I do agree with you. T2 is definitely a better movie than Demolition Man, but I just didn't think you was giving Demolition Man enough credit.
I gave it the credit it deserved. it got the adequate amount of credit.
So now, let me know in the comments again, T2 or Demolition Man?
Yeah, what do y'all think?
T2 or Demolition Man? So now, with that being said, I don't know how you're going to feel about this one. I don't know where you're going to go with this one. We could go the same way. It could go a different way. Batman Begins or Iron Man 1?
I don't even.
Batman Begins or Iron Man 1? Which one?
I give it to Batman Begins because it's very simple. I give it to Batman Begins. Batman Begins. It just dawned on me how integrated Batman Begins is to me because of how many times I watched it, and yeah, definitely. And with Iron Man 1, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Looking at it now,
it was good.
Not entirely good when you consider that it's. I'll say this: Iron Man 1 is not by any means a bad Marvel movie at all.
It's a great Marvel movie,
but it is not Batman Begins. It's not.
Batman Begins ain't even.
Batman.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish.
That tells me you haven't watched Batman Begins recently, because if you have, you wouldn't be saying this. Batman Begins is like literally it's the most underrated of the Nolan trilogy for no reason other than you go ahead and say his name. All because of all of these Joker actors nowadays phonetically have
Heath Ledger.
Name. Yeah, Heath Ledger. And I've always said that that's been the most worst aspect of the Nolan trilogy, because people forget how legitimately good some of the concepts are outside of his performance. And
nobody did. We just know which one is the best movie.
No, everyone does. You might not, but that's an incorrect statement to say for most people.
So The Dark Knight is not the best of the Nolan trilogy.
I will say this: The Dark Knight is the best of the Nolan trilogy.
Okay.
No, if you don't understand Batman all that well, and you just go into it.
So you're saying to you, The Dark Knight is not the best of the Nolan trilogy
right now, after how many years? It's been 2008 when it came out, right? So that's been about 12 years. I will say Batman Begins and The Dark Knight
don't say they're the same. Do not say they're the same.
Why not?
Don't do that.
Have you seen when was the last time you seen the Batman Begins, Quentin? When was the last?
It's been a minute since I seen Begins, but I watched The Dark Knight heavily and if the Batman
you cannot say don't compare them if you haven't seen both of them in recent memory.
I'm saying though, Batman Begins did not leave an impact on me like The Dark Knight. This was before the hype for The Dark Knight even started.
Well, I'm not talking about what you personally saying. That's
what I'm asking.
I'm talking about now that we've had more time between,
and it's still
it's very much so that and I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying
hold on, which Q do you agree with?
It's two of us.
I know, right? You got to do Q or QMG or Big Q and Little Q,
but Big Q, or no, the second one is good. But no, I genuinely think that both of those films are very good masterpieces. I think that, again, I've said this and I'll continue to say it, and I don't care who get mad. Yes, The Dark Knight is the most easy mode Batman.
Easy mode? Come on. Now we're talking about easy mode.
Shut up and let me finish. You ain't even getting to my point. You doing all this huffing and puffing.
Go ahead.
No. Because now I'm about to get on your ass real quick with your Akatsuki sweatpants on, with your Akatsuki sweater on, and you out here talking about, come on, man, let's go. Thank you for agreeing with me. Because now I'm about because he agreed with me, I'm not finna get on your ass. But I'm gonna just say it like this.
Because I still gotta bring up Iron Man, and that's what I'm talking about.
What I'm gonna bring up is this. Where the fuck was I going? Because you just threw me on.
You said it was an easy mode movie.
Because any person with a fundamental basic understanding of Batman will always do a Batman versus Joker storyline great. That is not an accomplishment to me. That is not something I'm gonna applaud.
So you're just gonna
I will not applaud that concept. I will applaud the performance and I will applaud the story. But I'm not going to say that because you did a Batman versus Joker storyline when there's literally thousands of those and none of them suck. None of them suck. It's not hard to, if you fundamentally understand Batman and the Joker, it's not hard to make that. It's not hard to make a compelling piece of content with that concept. So I'm not going to sit there, bless them. You did it when they did it in 89, and they did it in the 60s, and they did it in cartoon format in the 90s.
What does that have to do with it being the best Batman movie to ever come out?
Because if you are doing such a simple,
and they're all three different Jokers, so you can't just say there's a template. It's not no template because they're all three different.
The actors are different, but the motivations are the same. It don't matter about the different actors.
The way they're even portraying this character is different.
It's the same concept. It's done in different. It's like playing chess. No matter what moves you make, if you win, you win. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. If you or driving to a location, but
that's necessarily fundamentally not true because there are certain moves in chess that are more exciting or more memorable than others. If you could beat somebody in 2 moves as opposed to 60 moves, it's more interesting.
But if you win but it's not about it. But it's not about. My point isn't about which one is more interesting. My point is that they're all going to be good because you can't mess up you cannot mess up that formula. I don't care what anyone says. Point me to a Batman v Joker storyline and tell me. And I would be shocked if anybody can point me more than
in the movie universe. I'll give you that.
And so it's not.
But that doesn't necessarily.
So it's not something that I'm gonna applaud Christopher Nolan for doing. I'm gonna applaud him for directing Heath Ledger's performance to be good and Christian Bale's and Morgan Freeman's. I'm gonna do all of that. Yes, Batman Begins has the entire Nolan trilogy has an atrocious whitewashing problem, just like Iron Man's trilogy has an atrocious racist problem with how they portray the Middle Eastern actors. Those are both valid points as to contention on their quality. But but going back to what I'm saying about easy mode is that there is no reason for me to yes, when I was younger and watching it, it was awesome, and I still maintain it. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like when The Winter Soldier came out, I wasn't like damn, that's pretty good. That's on par. Or when fucking Days of Future Past came out, or when Black Panther came and all of these other films come out and I'm comparing it to it. And it's like, and after so many years, I just go, This isn't nothing.
And the Batman that Begins definitely doesn't do that.
Yes, Batman Begins.
So
let me tell you.
Can I talk about Iron Man? Because you've been talking about Batman. Can I talk about Iron Man? Because Iron Man is the versus.
I didn't even tell you Batman Begins because you were so stuck on me talking about the Dark Knight.
That did throw me off.
So I didn't even get a chance to properly tell you about Batman Begins and how it's one of the best 3 acts of Bruce Wayne's journey. Probably, maybe. What's his face is Matt Reeves is gonna do better with Robert Sutton. Maybe not. But in my opinion, Batman Begins, from the point of seeing them going to the theater and how that affected young Bruce, to seeing him damn near finna make a deal with Falcone to kill Joe Chill, and then getting the talk to from God, Claire Danes. I'm thinking of different Batman movies, but Katie Holmes, Rachel Dawes, and then how that sent him to go to the League of, and all of that stuff is very compelling.
Let me know in the comments, who's your favorite who's your favorite Batman out of all the Batman movies? Michael Keaton, let me know who's your favorite Batman. Let me know.
It's such a perfectly structured film that literally hit all of the beats on why Batman became Batman, and it's like it's a perfect origin film. I would say just like how I say and why I compare it is that they, in my opinion,
Batfleck's my favorite too.
Both Batman Begins and Dark Knight both have one gripe with me, and they're not the same, but they both keep it at the both of those gripes keep them at a level playing field. With the Dark Knight, I feel like people forget Two-Face and Batman's arc in those films are too much for me to really just think that, for me to go, hold on now, this is like y'all are forgetting things, and that bothers me. And with Batman Begins, my gripe is, and this is going to sound very petty, but I don't care, how some of the fight scenes seem to go too fast and whatnot. But then again, I got to remind myself, Christopher Nolan is not an action director. He's a auteur, so he's not emphasizing that. But no, both of those stories are equal in quality, in my opinion. And I don't think that, I'm in my opinion, it's not a far-fetched to say they're equal. And since both of those movies, since the Dark Knight is head and shoulders, and since the Dark Knight is head and shoulders better than Iron Man 1, that stands for me to say Batman Begins is head and shoulders better than Iron Man.
Well, no, it's not, and I'm going to tell you why. Iron Man is definitely better than Batman Begins for a lot of reasons. I think Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal as Iron Man is head and shoulders better than Christian Bale's.
That's cap.
Can I say my piece? I let you say yours? Iron Man. I just let you speak this whole time. You
actually derailed me from my point.
Iron Man's Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal as the main character, as Tony Stark, is head and shoulders better than Christian Bale's portrayal of Bruce Wayne. If y'all could tell me in the comments who y'all favorite Batman is, I'm pretty sure none of y'all are gonna say Christian Bale, because his performance was and always will be a flat interpretation of that character, and that's supposed to be your main character, for one. For two, Iron Man, like you said, a Batman story. 9 times out of 10, people are going to find Batman enjoyable, and they had to take Iron Man, unknown to the moviescape, and make him a compelling and interesting character, which they did. And on top of that, not only is the CGI amazing for its time, he has some of the best action scenes when he was flying and shooting the insurgents, some of the best action scenes that we've seen and it still hold up today.
No, it's not.
Oh, now it don't.
He just shot mini missiles at some Middle Eastern insurgents and then didn't
flow away from jets.
That lasted about a minute and a half, and he didn't shoot none of them down.
And he fought Ironmonger. We ain't gonna talk about that.
That was whack. That's notoriously whack. Everybody says that's been whack since 2008. Anybody
to you?
No,
Let me know how y'all feel.
I can pull up. God dang!
You can pull up.
I can pull up Marvel versus.
Why don't we just ask the?
I'm
chat.
a Marvel.
Just ask the chat.
They're here. I don't need to just ask the chat, Quentin. I have other forms of verifications to tell you that as far back as 2008, one of the most popular Marvel DC's YouTube series, I'm a Marvel, he's a DC, they openly, to millions of people in the comments, agreeing, saying, yeah, that Ironmonger fight sucked. And everybody
you're telling me
sucked. I was in the theater. It was like, that was pretty weak. That was weak.
I like how
there's no shame.
So I gotta pull it up.
What you mean pull up what? Say it. Don't say pull up. What are you saying?
No, I'm talking about the scene. The fight was good.
No, it's
the fight was not bad.
Here's the fight scene. Oh, Iron Man gets spooked, gets snuck by Ironmonger, but he's halfway taking off his stuff because he just got done. I forgot what he was doing, but he was halfway taking off his suit, and then Ironmonger knocks him. He tries to repulse her. He realizes he doesn't have 2 gloves. Pepper running down there trying to overload the arc reactor because that's the one thing to knock out Ironmonger. Iron Man does the one punch. And then that's in the trailer, and then gets knocked out, and then he blocks the machine gun.
That's a whole lot of fighting to me.
What you mean? What? I literally named one offensive maneuver Iron Man did. One offensive
So you telling
maneuver.
me it can't be a one-sided fight? People getting their ass kicked? That's not a one-sided fight. You was just talking about Venom the other day when Venom. You just said Venom was majority getting his ass kicked, but it was still an compelling fight. Did you not say that?
But you literally said it's one of the best. That's not.
No, I said it was a better fight than in Batman Begins. Whatever he had going on.
Quentin, do you realize that you stopped me from naming the last part of the fight where where Pepper overloads the arc reactor after no, here's what it goes. Iron Man literally flies up. He says, "Oh, did you fix that icing problem?" He didn't. He crashes back down.
Facts.
And then Ironmonger grabs him. Then Pepper overloads the arc reactor.
Facts, which was cool.
Which was cool.
It was.
Which was cool. Iron Man 1 is no one has ever said outside of the cave scene. No one has ever said Iron Man 1 has had any of the best action in the Marvel MCU film.
We're talking about as compared to Batman Begins, it's better.
No, it's really not that better.
How not?
If anything, they're the same level of
okay. If we're going on that aspect, then it boils down to your main characters. And Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal as Tony Stark is better than Christian Bale's as Batman.
That is not definitive. That is very not definitive. Because if that was the case, niggas wouldn't be like in 2008.
Who talking about bringing Christian Bale back as Batman? Niggas still want Tony Stark to come back. What do you mean?
Bro, do you not know that everybody was asking for Christian Bale to come back in BVS? Christian Bale literally said, "Damn, if they would have asked me, I would have been in there." And everybody was like, "Damn, we could have gotten that." But that was before they saw Batman.
Is Christian Bale better than Michael Keaton's Batman? It's to you, is he?
Yes.
Is he better than Ben Affleck's Batman to you?
No, because he's the best. He's so far.
Is he better than Val Kilmer's Batman to you?
You already know I have a soft spot for
So
Val
he's
Kilmer.
not even your top 2 and you just said that?
Being my top 2 and basically everybody else top 2 is not 1 because people still sleep on Batfleck has no, you already know. I already think Batman Forever is one of the top 3 Batman movies. So that asking me that was period. Ben Affleck is literally the greatest version of Batman that's ever been to the screen.
Exactly.
Christian Bale would be number 3 over everybody else.
Exactly. Because of his performance. And if I just say if you said the action was tit for tat, you just said that. If they were tit for tat, we're going off of the main character.
Quentin, there's only been one fucking Iron Man actor.
But it was good though.
No. See, here's what you're failing to realize. There's literally been at least 3 actors, not excluding my personal bias, there's been 3 actors that people have loved being Batman. There's only been 1 person to play Iron Man.
So you think if Christian Bale did his Batman interpretation first, everybody would say he was the best Batman?
I believe that if Christian Bale did his longer, people would say he was the best Batman. If Ben Affleck was never Batman,
had 3 movies. What you mean?
And Ben Affleck came in and he did what he had to do in 1. So of course that's going to knock that down because objectively Ben Affleck did a much better portrayal. But if Christian Bale,
and Madison is gonna knock Christian Bale down to 4.
Maybe. We don't know.
He's gonna knock him down to 4.
From what I've seen, he's gonna knock him down to 4. From what I've seen, that's just probably gonna be right under it, if not right at that level.
Yeah, I want to see how Zoe does it. In the trailer, she didn't look that interesting. I think she's gonna try to over Catwoman it, do too much.
Do too much as Catwoman. You're gonna do too much as Catwoman.
I believe. That's just how I feel, but we'll see. I think he's gonna do a good job.
This man has literally said, "I tried to." It's not.
So move.
It's the problem.
Batman Begins or Iron Man? Batman Begins, right?
I already said Batman Begins
or Iron Man.
I already said Batman Begins. It's not the fact that you said Iron Man was good. I'm not arguing that.
I said it was better than Batman Begins.
But you threw out, it's not even that you said that, it's that you threw out two of the most blatant critiques of the film as justification as to why it was better than Batman Begins. It's not like you said. I'm not even gonna sit here and say Robert Downey Jr. did a bad job because
you know he didn't. Don't even say that.
But don't sit here and try to say the action sequence.
It was good.
When Iron Man 1 is notoriously the weakest Marvel movie when it comes to those things. That has been relevant since the beginning. We're
not talking about as opposed to comparing it to other Marvel. We're talking about against Batman Begins.
And it's
better.
Weak. It's still weak.
Okay.
It's still very weak.
We're going to move on,
It just so happens that Batman Begins is also weak. They still two weak mofos.
We're going to move on because we're never going to meet in the middle. Iron Man is better. Anyway.
No.
Now we're going to move on to some horror. I think this one's a little bit more tit for tat. I don't know which way this one's going to go either. Let us know. We got Paranormal Activity 1. Or the Blair Witch Project.
The Blair Witch, because it created the genre. That's not even a question.
But just because you create the genre doesn't mean you're a better movie.
It was so successful at creating the genre that people legitimately believe those events actually happened and that they were watching a documentary and not a film.
That is true. That is true.
No one thought that about Paranormal Activity. Everyone knew going.
Well, that ain't 100% true.
But what idiots thought that it was a
Dang, you ain't gotta call them idiots. It wasn't me, but I'm just saying I knew some people. I knew people in school that really called the number and thought it was real.
And I know the majority of them, and I feel very comfortable.
That's what I'm
saying that they're idiots.
That's what I'm saying. But you call them idiots, like damn.
I mean, I'm saying like.
But no, I agree. Blair Witch is what started it. Paranormal Activity.
The Brood Witch.
Yeah, the Brood Witch. You know that evil sandwich.
You said the Blair Witch. Don't try to lie to my face.
But I agree with you. Blair Witch definitely has impacted that whole real life footage. Is it real or fake? So you really can't go wrong with it. But Paranormal Activity definitely had boosted it in the early 2000s, even as the 2010s. Even saying as there's a new one coming out now. So and a new Blair Witch. They've been supposed to drop that, but I definitely will agree with you on the Blair Witch Project as being number one. Let me know in the comments, everybody who is commenting. But another one, I don't know which way this one's gonna go either. So we're gonna go Pixar on you. We're gonna go Pixar. Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2 or Monsters Inc.
Toy Story 2. It's not even a question. Monsters Inc. I've seen Monsters Inc. a bunch of times, but
I know.
But Toy Story 2 is literally one of the greatest films ever made.
Monsters Inc. wasn't no hoe either now.
But it was not nobody sits there and goes greatest when people talk about Monsters Inc. If anything, they're like they people like Monsters Inc. that much for it to get 2 sequels.
Well, they only got one. It got a spinoff,
a sequel, but in TV format.
But Monsters Inc. Come on, man. Sully, Mike Wazowski.
It's Toy Story 2. The Buzz Lightyear with the new belt. Zurg, goddamn Woody's arm, Wheezy.
So what about Toy Story 1?
What you mean the literal masterpiece that began Pixar? What does that compare to? Monsters. Oh, damn. They did make a Monsters Pixar movie, didn't they? Inc. That one?
You really finna go at Monsters Inc. like that?
Quentin, you literally just named the 2 tent poles of Pixar, and you're trying to sit there.
Hey.
Quentin, it's Toy Story 2. You don't have
I know, but I'm saying Monsters Inc. is good. It's a great movie.
It's Quentin. Monsters Inc. is like in 5th.
So who's besides lump Toy Stories together?
Toy Story 1, 2.
No, lump all of them together.
They're both because that's a disservice. If I'm being honest, all 3 Toy Stories sit at 1, 2, and 3. Y'all can figure out which ones.
Okay, Toy Story 3 isn't up there.
Toy Story 3 is in the top. Again, y'all can.
Toy Story 3 is in the top.
Yes.
Nah, I don't know.
Quentin, multiple groups of hundreds of people have said, "Damn, I cried at the end of Toy Story 3."
Just because you cried I cried at the beginning of Up, but that don't mean
that's number 4.
But I'm saying you didn't say top 3. Quentin. And I would say Up dang near hit the heartstrings more than Toy Story 3 at the end.
For you.
So let me know, do the first 7 minutes of Up.
My point is that Monsters Inc. is a solid 5. And last I checked, when you start counting, 5 is after 1, 2, 3, and 4. So no matter where you choose to put,
that's pretty high.
But it ain't better than Toy Story. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter.
So is Up better than Monsters Inc.?
Yes, it's it's not even a question. If Up is
because you said Up was number 4.
Yes, Monsters Inc. is number 5. It's lucky. It's lucky. It's better than Cars.
Hey, hold on, bro. Let's hold up, because I like Cars.
Quentin, everybody knows Cars is. Everybody knows if it wasn't for the fact that the year prior, the couple of years prior, Incredibles didn't come out. Everybody know. Let me.
And then Incredibles, and you ain't putting Incredibles in the top 10.
Incredibles is in the top 10.
It's not number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
No.
Damn, you are tough.
Quentin, is the first 3 Toy Story movies are literal masterpieces. Up is a literal masterpiece. Monsters Inc. is very good.
Incredibles is also not only a cinematic masterpiece, but the story is really good as well.
Unfortunately, there were at least 5 different superhero movies that come out after it that kind of took the brunt out of its main.
But I'm talking about
element.
Against Pixar. Not only was it Pixar's animation pushed to the limit at the time, which was it looked amazing, especially with that old 70s, 60s aspect to it.
I understand.
And the story of the family ties and the midlife crisis, Mr. Incredible was going. That shit was awesome.
The Incredibles is a very close 6 to Monsters Inc. That's what it is. But the question was Toy Story 2 or Monsters Inc.
And Monsters Inc.
is a solid 4 points behind Toy Story 2.
And I don't think it's that far.
It's not even a close.
But Toy Story 2 is the GOAT, though. Toy Story 2 is the GOAT. I think I feel a song coming on.
Like the fact that, like, come on,
you got a friend of me.
It's a solid.
You got a friend in me. Okay, now we can't just go out with the good old action and comedies. We got to do some good old chick flicks. We got to. We got to hit the chick flicks up
that we very rarely seen. So
hold on, the movies I'm finna pull up, I've seen at least 3 times each.
Then they're probably not even chick flicks. So go ahead and show.
Definitely a chick flick, Legally Blonde, bam, versus another chick flick, Bring It On 1. Yes, those are both chick flicks that I know you've seen multiple times, and I've seen multiple times.
Bring It On 1. So it's very...
no, Legally Blonde was OD.
It's Bring It On.
No, Legally Blonde. Yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe Bring It On is a little bit more iconic than Legally Blonde, but Legally Blonde's a better movie.
No.
Because we've already stated that just because you're meme worthy doesn't make you the better movie.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Legally Blonde is
why Legally Blonde is not the case, because its memeage is more over than its quality. Bring It On's quality is and always will be immaculate. And
Reese Witherspoon's Elle Woods, single-handedly one of the best female characters in movies that we've seen in the last 20 years.
It's Bring It On, folks. It's obviously let us know what y'all think, but it's Bring It On.
How so?
Bring It On. What do you mean how so? It's a better acted movie. It's a movie that has a very interesting premise. A seemingly unqualified white woman getting a job. Oh, color me shocked. Oh, a white woman so now you looks like she couldn't get a job, but she actually could. Whoa. But actually showing the cultural divide in cheerleading, something that I know a lot of people probably didn't even know existed, let alone something that was compelling and hilarious, setting the standard for the multitude of sequels that, unlike Legally Blonde, maintain a certain level of quality. I went there.
You gonna do that?
I went there.
That's crazy.
So yes,
let me know, Legally Blonde or Bring It On 1.
Kristen Dunst, Gabrielle, you can't beat that, man. I'm sorry.
Reese Witherspoon, I'm vouching for you because your movie was fire. It was funny.
It did what it had to do.
It literally didn't take the same. It took the same beats and skewed them. You took this character that was very popular in as what do you call a protagonist's side piece, and you took it and you made her the main character and showed she's more. That's facts, Jai. That's facts. Yes, Legally Blonde is better than Bring It On. Reese Witherspoon's Elle Woods was amazing. She took that character and just changed and morphed it and suspended what you thought you was gonna get at this character and showed she could make it. And the cast of funky, kooky people around her was just as funny. The snap and pop scene when she knocked the mailman, amazing. Come on, dude, you can't do that. Elle Woods.
We just gonna have to
Spirit Fingers.
We just gonna have to agree to disagree that you are wrong and that I am right.
And that's crazy, bro. That's wild. Legal. That's crazy, dude.
As a fox.
So now we gonna go to something that's gonna, I don't know, it's tough because I've already stated that one of these is my favorite movie of one of my favorite movies of all time, but both of them really are. Oh, hold on. We got somebody saying they're going to expound on it.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about Mean Girls.
I was going to do Mean Girls, but I thought that would have been too easy because most every girl or guy that has seen Mean Girls is going to pick Mean Girls over Bring It On. So that's why I didn't pick it. But I was thinking about it. But yeah, so this, like I said, this one is going to be kind of tough because after I did the whole thing, I was like, I think I might have to switch up on my rankings for these two movies.
I don't even know what it is.
I know, right? That's crazy, ain't it? So, The Matrix 1 or Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2. I mean, by Matrix. It's cool.
I don't know, bro, because the Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite all time, but also The Matrix. But The Matrix 1, after I just rewatched it and thought about it,
The Matrix 1 is an undisputed masterpiece. But it's Spider-Man 2.
I might have to go with The Matrix 1.
Then that shows why you're a Tom Holland fan, because you switch up. Because you just switch up on anything. If it's
I'm sorry, bro. It's just when you think about The Matrix 1, everything that it has established from The Matrix 1 is amazing. That's
nice. It's The Matrix 1. Yes.
The cubicle scene.
Yes, it's literally a cinematic masterpiece. The Wachowskis literally did what they had to do. Laurie Fishburne, Keanu Reeves,
the choreography,
Carrie-Ann Moss, all of that.
The costumes.
The monologue about Cypher wanting to stay in there because it's the only thing he knows.
The slow motion.
All of that stuff. Yes. But it's not Spider-Man 2. It's just not.
I'm gonna go with I gotta go with The Matrix, bro. I got to. Like, if The Matrix is number 3, Spider-Man 2 is number 4, bro. I'm sorry, I can't.
And yes, it very much is a mismatch. It's one.
What up, Art? What's goody?
What's up, Dom? What up, Dom? What up, Dom? No, it's an absolute mismatch. I don't know why. Like, it is a mismatch because if we're being honest, both of them are masterpieces in their.
They are 100%. Like I said.
So it's not because they're not on the same list to be compared. You keep going 1, 2. It's not on the list.
I did it because they're both masterpieces in their own right.
So it's a mismatch.
But if we had to pick one, which one would we pick?
That's like saying, pick between Tom Brady and Michael Jordan based off of their own individual accolades.
You still can. They do it. They debate that all the time. Like who's the bigger GOAT? They do that all the time.
Like idiots to talk loud and yell about that.
We doing good. We talking right now. We've been doing a versus, Bart. We've been doing a versus.
He got Bart
up there.
Dom, we basically doing a versus on topics like film and whatnot to see which one is the best. Q said that Iron Man's action sequences weren't the best in the MCU. And
Vaughn, what's good? I know you happy them Cowboys winning.
They going to the Super Bowl, ain't it? they really might.
But no, so like I'm saying, bro, if I just watch Spider-Man 2 is amazing.
Quentin, okay.
But if I watch The Matrix right now,
Quentin,
it's gonna be better than Spider-Man 2.
Quentin, I'm gonna just stop this and move on to the next one because John is
I want to hear what everybody's got to say.
They're gonna say it's a mismatch.
I want to hear if you had to pick Quentin, life or death, Matrix or Spider-Man, what would you pick?
That's a stupid question. Don't put these lives or deaths out there. It's not. It's really not. That's why I'm not trying to argue it, because it's like both of those films exist in their own medium as masterpieces. That's like saying, hey, which one's a better masterpiece, this Warhol or this Van Gogh? They're both masterpieces, and their art are so distinct that it's a fool's errand to.
I don't know. I still think The Matrix is better than Spider-Man.
One is a philosophical example of not just where our life is, but also on many other avenues, while also maintaining its action roots to be a very compelling action sci-fi. The other is a grand example of why this 60-year-old character works in the modern age and articulates all of the beats that make him iconic. It's just not. And when you get people saying Spider-Man like me, it means it comes more from what he means to as a hero.
So they're still choosing one over the other. And that's all I wanted to hear. Yeah, they're choosing Spider-Man. And like I said, Spider-Man always has a special place in my heart. But when I look at the Matrix as a whole, from scene to scene to scene to scene to scene,
I mean, it's like it's not.
It just hit different, man.
It's like
from the moment when Neo learned that he could do martial arts, from the train scene where Neo finally became the one, from the scene when Morpheus was in the bathroom fighting Agent Smith, from the scene where they were in the hallways to the bank shooting, trying to save Morpheus. Like,
and
golly.
Well, and Spider-Man 2, when he's going out and you seeing him be a daily man pizza dude and seeing him fail, and then you see the struggles, him talking to Aunt May about Uncle Ben and all of that, and him having to deal with Harry, and then the bank fight with Doc Ock, and then him losing his powers and how he goes through his daily life with raindrops falling on my head, and then him going into him having a come to Jesus moment when he sees a burning building and he rushes in to save the little girl, but then he hears that everybody else, other people had died, and he couldn't save everybody, and then the realization that he
just go ahead and say Spider-Man. The scene everybody want to talk about, the train scene.
That's one of them. But before we get to the train scene, you get to him talking to MJ, expressing his feelings, and then his spider sense comes back. One of the doing all of that, and then the vision failing in his glasses, and then he realizes he got his powers back. Then, as J. Jonah is finally conceding that New York needs a Spider-Man, he gets his suit back, and then he goes back into normal and says, "I'm gonna get you, Spider-Man!" And then the swell of the music. Then the train fight.
That's true.
And him saving the train.
That's
then
true.
Everybody on the train saying we're not going to reveal his identity. Him sacrificing himself to Doc Ock.
That's true.
So no one else gets hurt. Harry literally finally finding out, and then them coming to a semi arrangement because he had to save MJ. Then MJ finding out, and then the look on her face, and then Doc Ock sacrificing himself, and then the final monologue between the two where he's like, "So I'm sorry, but I'm always going to be Spider-Man." And that whole sequence, and in the end when she leaves John Jameson at the altar and goes to Peter to say, "Go get him, Tiger," and then I can do that with Spider-Man too, but it's like one description is not objectively better than the other because within their space, they're both iconic and do what they need to do for that. So yeah, I'm going to pick Spider-Man 2 because of bias reasons, but I'm not by any metrics.
So we're not going to talk about the scene. What's going on?
Quentin, I'm going to talk about the scene because it's good.
No, I'm talking about where he's starting to believe.
Yes, that's good. You're missing my point. It's not that I'm saying this to be.
No, I know. But Dom, just to touch on your point, every time anybody brings up the Aunt May from the Sam Raimi, all I think about is the scene where she was praying.
And that's how I know you're a Tom Holland fan, because you forget the actual implications of that.
The scene where she was praying and then Green Goblin just busts open the whole front of the house. Yo!
Just go to the next one and pray that the next one isn't just a mismatch like this. Like, come on.
But no, the Spider-Man, Matrix, any given day, they take each other level, man. They're both great movies. It's just Matrix is so iconic, and Spider-Man 2 also is iconic. But Matrix just is a thrill ride. She was praying. But no, so yeah, Spider-Man 2, Matrix, they are tit for tat. I agree with you on that. But right now, I gotta kind of go with Matrix.
All right, let's get in.
So here goes the last one, and we'll probably backtrack to some. But deliver. She was looking. Facts, but yeah, so we might go ahead and backtrack some because it's some that he just was blasphemous on.
No, it's the one.
But we got to do at least one rom-com. At least one rom-com.
Go ahead and get to it.
At least one rom-com. At least one. She's All That or Hitch.
I haven't even seen She's All That. So
you ain't never seen She's All That.
No.
You ain't never seen She's All That?
I just know that they
with Jeannie?
I just know that they recently did a goddamn Netflix version. He's All That.
You ain't never seen She's All That.
And I know that Matthew Lillard was in it.
This is literally the template for every movie.
I literally
where the nerdy person gets all made up.
That's all I know, and I know that that's one of the also 8 degrees of separation of how Matthew Lillard's
in this,
and that's one of the 8 degrees of separation that links Matthew Lillard to Freddie Prinze Jr. and Watts, so they would be in Scooby-Doo. But that's about it. That's it. But Hitch, the Booker of Cadiz. How many times do we quote? Like, exactly. So thank you. No, like
y'all ain't never seen She's All That. This literally,
it's the Butcher of Cadiz, dog. It's the Butcher of Gades. You know it's the Butcher of Gades.
I'm only agreeing with you because of the Butcher of Gades. But She's All That is literally the template for almost every other rom-com that has
Kevin
that.
James dancing to yeah, and then getting slapped up and being told to leave.
Matthew Lillard was dancing to Rick James, Give It To Me, Baby. Come on now, don't do that.
But it's Matt. Well, again, nobody has seen it though, so
y'all ain't seen She's All That.
I mean, everybody have seen.
Obviously, y'all seen Not Another Team.
Like,
Jenny's got a gun. We know.
It's Hitch, dude. It's Hitch. Now that them dancing, I think, come on, it's Hitch, dude. It's Hitch.
She's All That is more iconic though. It's literally the template.
Question: if it's more iconic, then why is two people telling you that they haven't seen it, and everybody's seen Hitch? I mean,
She's All That literally. I'm pretty sure I can name 3 movies with that same premise, and they've seen it. But it's because of She's All That.
And I would have probably assumed that those other 2 movies did it first before She's All That. And
Love Don't Cost a Thing definitely didn't come out before She's All That.
And that movie was ass. But at the end of the day, we're talking about Hitch being the superior movie. You keep throwing out all of these other. It's Hitch. It's Hitch.
I just feel like you be shitting on these other movies and not giving them their proper due.
Quentin, I'm literally telling you I've never seen the movie. So
Facts.
why would I give it?
I give you
that I'm not even cognitively aware I should or should not.
But you've seen Not Another Teen movie though.
Yes, multiple times in fact. Chris Evans was hilarious in it. But it's Hitch though. It's Hitch,
bro. You wild dude.
It's Hitch. It's even. She's like,
now that we found love.
She was like, yeah.
The Butcher of Gades.
I thought he was a cook or something.
Her granddaddy was a psycho killer.
She was a psycho. She was hurt that she saw his name again. The Butcher.
And then that trigger ate the shrimp. Had the
bloated up. Had the black security guard in on the Butcher of Gades segment too. He was looking crazy. That went better in my mind. Like, come on, yo.
Now, what we finna do, since QMG's looking at me talking about the last one, in the comments, let me know what movies y'all think we should versus right now. Give us some verses that we could talk about. See if we just gonna agree with y'all or it's gonna be all out the window. Jumping out the window. This trick said Iron Man is not better than Batman Begins.
Yes. And I've also said that Hitch was better than She's All That, which
you ain't seen She's All This.
But you asked me which one was better, and I told you the one that I did see, and the one that I knew you would pick as well for the exact reason that I'm picking it, which is The Butcher of Gades. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Just say, am I wrong? Were you not going? If theoretically I said, yeah, I seen She's All That, but I said I'm picking Hitch because of The Butcher of Gades.
I would have picked She's All That.
You're lying because you literally started.
Woo! Oh, dang, I think I forgot one. Did I save it? Oh, I didn't save them. But I was going to do that. Oh, which one is worse? Obviously, Dragon Ball Evolution. That's 100%. 100%. Dragon Ball Evolution.
No, it's Last Airbender. It's the Last Airbender.
Last Airbender at least had
good scene.
No.
Don't you dare say it had any good scene. Don't you dare say that. Dragon Ball Evolution at least had three fine biddies as Mai, Bulma, and Chi-Chi.
What the fuck they got to do with anything?
And Jamie Chung is in it, and she's always a win, even though Dragon Ball Evolution was still ass. It had Chow Yun-Fat. It had Chow Yun-Fat
doing one of the worst performances I've ever seen him ever do.
But at least he's in it. The Last Airbender, literally, The Last Airbender literally sunk the Avatar franchise so much that they immediately shipped Korra to Nick.com for the remainder of the series.
Bro, at least Avatar was costume accurate.
No, they
what you mean?
No, they weren't.
Dragon Ball didn't have nothing in it that I could look. If you showed me Dragon Ball and then I went and watched Dragon Ball, there is nothing from that movie that I can pinpoint either to besides them saying the name Goku.
And neither did the Last Airbender.
What if I looked at Last Airbender? I'm like, dang, this is an Avatar movie. You can't look. Yes, you could. Yes, you can.
You probably like some. Oh, is this an Avatar porno movie? That's what you say.
But at least you know it's Avatar. If you go look at Dragon Ball Evolution, there ain't no way you finna know what that is.
That shit is. God dang, he looked like a bogus ass Piccolo. You would jokingly say that's Piccolo and then be like,
yeah, but I'm talking about all the way before that. You are not gonna know that's Dragon Ball. Why is this nigga in school?
Man, why
is he wearing a leather jacket?
Why did it take 12 earthbenders to move pebbles? How about that? How about that? Why did it take that? Why was Aang called All?
That's Hey, Dom. That's a tough one, Dom. I'm a Baby Boy or Hustle and Flow.
Let me just end this by saying, without Dragon Ball Evolution, we would have never got James Marsden as Zamasu, one of the best villains in Dragon Ball.
What that mean?
Nothing, but it's enough to put it under The Last Airbender. But going to Baby Boy versus Hustle and Flow because it's an actual good movie and not a piece of shit like Baby Boy actually is, because it's not.
Baby Boy is definitely a hood classic. Is it better than Hustle and Flow?
It's not.
Whoop that trick, get him.
Hustle and Flow, at least Hustle and Flow actually has good music in it, so it distracts. And Skinny Black got his ass whooped, which is always a highlight. But Baby Boy is a good movie. It's not a bad movie. Is it?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Is it a good movie?
Yes.
Or is it a movie where it's just,
man, I'm trying to be a good nigga, and little niggas like you always want to send me back.
That's no.
Ving Rhames did a hell of a job in that movie. Tyrese portrayed a mama's boy to a T. It was really good. The conflict between him trying to be grown, thinking he grown, but still doing little boy shit. That shit was amazing. Even Snoop Dogg did an okay role coming out of jail, being that douchey ass dude. Like, that was good. It wasn't bad.
I don't know.
Is it a Academy Award, Grammy winning movie? No, with the soundtrack, but
I still gotta give it to Hustle and Flow. I feel like the acting in Hustle and Flow was a little bit more believable, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like, there are multiple points about 80% of the film in Baby Boy where I don't know if they're being serious or they're being parodied because of how the scenes are carrying out.
I think that's just
but then again, I if you know my Killmonger take, I have a very adhesive reaction to bitch ass niggas, so maybe that's why.
Oh, you got heart, little nigga? I ain't gonna knock you out, but I am gonna whoop you. Come on, man. It's just, the movie's iconic. It's not iconic, but it's a good movie.
It's iconic, all right. So Jai said Raimi Spider-Man or X1, which is better?
Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah, X1.
X1 is good, but
X1 is
not
good,
X2.
but it's Raimi Spider-Man is really, it's just a lot. It's just like the fact that Toby did the scene with the falling produce. It took him did it with no.
I'm surprised he really did that.
Yeah, like this dope. It's dope. And of course, Willem Dafoe is the Green Goblin. Out am I?
Oh, come on. If we talking about super villains,
it's like even not, and by no means am I saying any of the villains in X1 are slouches, but I'm saying that Willem Dafoe, as
I extended my hand in friendship, and you spit it back in.
Even before he's full Green Goblin, when he's at the board.
What's the one Diary of a Mad Black Woman? The one where the dude was in the tub, the one who was in the wheelchair.
I'm gonna cop out and say that it's the play version of I Can Do Bad All by Myself, because
which one is that?
That's the one we used to watch at Granny House all the damn time. I can do bad.
I know I can do bad all myself. I just don't remember which Madea movie it is.
I don't know the Madea. I think it's the one with Taraji was singing and some shit.
Oh, okay. The one where she had the kids and shit.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the play version.
Man. But no, I Could Do Bad on that one. I like. That's the one with Cicely Tyson when they was at the barbecue and all that junk. And she was the kids was.
No, that's family reunion. When
you sure that's what? Yeah. I could have sworn that was Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
No, that's family reunion with Keke Palmer and everything. That's the one.
I don't think that's that one.
It is the one.
They all merged together. I'm pretty positive it's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, but we'll see. But yeah, so
because that was the family reunion when she said that.
I think they had like 3 family reunions.
Yeah, it was the family reunion.
No, but I'm saying I think they had 5 because I remember we'll see.
Look, Diary had
the hard bald head black nigga, and she had the sister that was being molested by the mama and by the daddy.
Yes, that's all of that. But no,
and they was at the barbecue on that one.
Cicely Tyson was because that was after that scene. Exactly, was in family.
Oh, so it is.
Because after that scene, is when the main wife protagonist in that one played grit ball on. I think that was Colin Powell. I can't even remember it when she threw the grits in the man's face and beat him.
I don't think it was Colin Powell. R.I.P.
One of them niggas.
You said R.I.P. Colin Powell too.
Maybe, I don't know.
R.I.P. to anybody that's dead, man. Damn. You said
I still can't believe you talking about some Dragon Ball Evolution is worse than
Dragon Ball Evolution.
The Last Airbender sunk one of the greatest animation franchises of all time. Dragon Ball still going.
Do we gotta pull up the Great 8? Did you see what the Great 8 look like?
Quincy, none of that stopped Dragon Ball from proceeding.
Bruh, Chow Yun-Fat was literally his worst performance ever seen.
The Last Airbender literally...
Who played Yamcha?
The Last Airbender literally, no cap, took one of the greatest franchises that people like Mark Hamill and some of the most auteur actors take voice acting to be a part of. And Nickelodeon then saw The Last Airbender and went, we might have to go ahead and stop this. They literally said, this movie sucks so much. James Cameron, you can call your movie Avatar. We're just going to call it The Last Airbender. Don't worry about it.
Bruh, Chi-Chi was in an underground fighting ring.
Chi-Chi cannot, in Dragon Ball at the tournament, she was at a tournament. So that was
there was no tournament. This nigga was in high school.
Okay. It's all bad. I'm not arguing any of it's good.
At least you knew that Avatar was Avatar. At least you knew that.
Did we? Did we really?
Yes.
Because there's something.
If you sit two people down, and they watch Avatar: The Last Airbender and they watch Dragon Ball the story, they're not gonna know that's Dragon Ball at the beginning unless they hear Goku. If you just have it on mute, they're not gonna know it's Dragon Ball.
Well, when they see the Dragon Balls, that might.
I'm talking about starting the movie they're
in the beginning.
Pick two random scenes that you would think.
So that was random scenes. After I break that two random scenes. And, if we're taking two random scenes, then I know nobody's gonna be thinking The Last Airbender and shit. Because they're like, this is a ripoff of The Last Airbender. But
at least they're gonna think it's The Last Airbender. They ain't gonna think that shit no Dragon Ball.
They're gonna think it's a ripoff.
They ain't gonna think, but they're not gonna think it's Dragon Ball. Though.
My point is that they're going to feel much worse watching The Last Airbender than Dragon Ball Evolution. Because if you have no emotional attachment to anime, it ain't gonna bother you. Everybody watch cartoons. Everybody watch traditional cartoons and shit. Like, come on, bro.
Niggas, I tell you, they do it. Say anything.
Like, no, it's
at least you gonna be. That's Aang, that's Katara, that's Sokka.
No one is.
You ain't gonna know who Goku is. No, you ain't gonna know who Chi-Chi is.
They're gonna be like some.
Master Roshi's bald.
They're gonna be like some. These some rip off Avatar.
Exactly. Ain't nobody gonna say these rip off Dragon Ball characters. They don't look nothing like they do in Dragon Ball.
Hey. I'd rather not be associated with trash than be saying I'm the absolute.
The action is horrible. Did you see the stunt wire action on that?
And we're talking.
And Avatar, at least they were doing some of the same motions from the Avatar show. Yes, they were. The CGI stuff, but they were doing the motions.
So the six niggas moving the pebbles. That's
they were. You could go back to Avatar. They were doing the same motion.
They're like and then some dirt rising up and shit.
They were doing the same motions though.
Man, The Last Airbender is the worst thing.
I'm talking about the show. The show is really good. You should watch it.
Yes, it's
really good. It's now Legend of Korra. I'm not vouching for that.
Yeah, the Avatar: The Last Airbender is immaculate.
Yeah, but I'm not vouching for Korra though.
And imagine a movie being so bad that it takes away all of that immaculation.
That's not 100% true because people still love Avatar the same.
I'm talking about from the corporate stance that dictates whether we get more or less of it.
Imagine Dragon Ball. Well, you really can't.
It took M. Night damn near 8 years to recover from what the hell happened in fucking The Last Airbender. Like, people really looked at The Last Airbender and decided that the Sixth Sense and Unbreakable were flukes.
And people act like Dragon Ball Evolution never existed. People act like this movie never existed.
And it has no bearings on the franchise. None.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball was always bigger than that Western-ass movie.
And again, there was no... That immediately the more popular and vocal voice actors went, we're just gonna never do that. Sean Schimmel literally said at a panel that he wanted Battle of the Gods to be so well done.
Oh, Danita, hold on, let's go back. Danita, if you still watching, Danita whispered and said Matrix better than Spider-Man 2. See you out there.
We've already established what we established. I'm talking about it's not even. Dragon Ball Evolution and The Last Airbender are the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life that revolves around things I love.
That's facts.
But The 100%. Last Airbender...
Where does Mario sit in the trifecta of those?
I never even watched that movie, dude.
You ain't seen Super Mario Brothers?
No.
Oh, well,
but
it's ass.
But
you ain't missing nothing.
But but the more offensive movie is The Last
Dragon
Airbender.
Ball.
because The Last Airbender is the reason why it took Netflix 10 years to put it on its platform, because Nickelodeon was like, yeah, we're just gonna put that one in the vault, y'all. Peace. The Last Airbender is the reason why these folks feel so bold, is that they're gonna do another live action version that's also gonna be a piece of trash because it's already miscast to fuck. So
why does Dragon Ball sit on some of people's top list as worst movie of all time? Because over Avatar.
No one, I've never seen
Dragon Ball Evolution is literally one of the top 5 worst movies of all time.
I've never seen it be put over Avatar. I'm not arguing that. But I've never seen somebody say, yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution is worse than Avatar.
It is. It's definitely worse.
Like,
the choreography is worse.
That movie,
the acting is worse.
I mean, we're arguing.
The costume design is worse. The story is even. And then the story is convoluted as hell. They don't even stick to the same beats as regular Dragon Ball. They try to mash Dragon Ball Z with Dragon. It's worse.
Same thing with Dragon Ball. I mean, Avatar: The Last Airbender. And no, there actually isn't no Z-ness in Dragon Ball Evolution. It's not. It really isn't. They keep it very Dragon Ball, like the story beats of Dragon Ball.
Actually, no, because they had Piccolo say he was an alien. That's Z. That is Z stuff, because Piccolo in Dragon Ball was Demon King Piccolo. He was on Earth. They didn't expound on him being that Z stuff though. They didn't expound on him being from outer space. That's
not necessarily Z. That is
Z.
That is them foolishly believing that we can streamline some of the larger plot points because
that's Z stuff though.
Let me finish. It's not necessarily Z stuff. It's literally them, because one, if we're going to talk about Dragon Ball lore, Toriyama has always been fickle about shit. So them trying to say in one movie, oh, we're going to call him Demon King, and then
that's the show Dragon Ball. He was Demon King Piccolo before they started talking about space stuff.
But I'm saying, if a movie was good, the movie don't need to make that distinction, because that's just going to make shit confusing. Why would we call him a demon in the first movie, and then
they didn't even have to touch on space stuff? Why did they do that?
Because every person on the planet that knows a Dragon Ball movie,
Ball Z,
anybody that hears a Dragon Ball movie and Piccolo's in it gonna automatically know he's a Namekian
from Z.
It's not,
because Dragon Ball Dragon Ball.
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay. It don't matter if it came from Z. If you're doing a story and he's introduced in the Dragon Ball arc, it don't make sense saying demon when apparently if the movie's good, they're gonna have to say he's an alien.
That makes no sense. You ever heard of foreshadowing? That makes no sense. If they're talking about if Dragon Ball
foreshadow it, they foreshadowed that he's from another planet and there might be other things about the
But if you're going by, you said there was no Z stuff. That is Z.
It's not necessary.
It is.
But I'm saying it's not. You really can't even consider.
How can you not when Dragon Ball did not expound on him being from space at all from 100? Everything was about from original Monkey King type stuff.
And Goku also wasn't a teenager to that extent in Dragon Ball.
Facts, but you said there was no Z stuff in there, which it was, which is space. Anything dealing with Piccolo coming from space is Z stuff.
If you say so. If you're gonna nitpick that, if you're gonna nitpick that aspect of it, when there's 100 other more egregious nitpicks, or not even nitpicks examples.
I'm just saying you said it was no Z stuff, and that's definitely.
I'm saying
Z-stuff.
that there is no. I don't consider them out and out just saying he's an alien from the beginning Z stuff. That's just something. That's just something that they do. That's just something that I would expect any retelling of Dragon Ball, and including Piccolo, would just to start out in saying. I think if they retold Dragon Ball in an anime form, I think they would just out now have Piccolo.
I bet they wouldn't.
Why not? What's the point?
I bet they would.
Why would they sit there and
because that was the twist for the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. But that was literally the twist.
But again, why would they wait?
That everything was based in the earth, like they thought it was demons, but it really was.
But that would be a stupid twist, because everybody's gonna know he's a Namekian. When they see Demon King Piccolo, they're gonna know he's a Namekian. So reboots don't go the same story beats. Reboots haven't done that. Well, we know that with Dragon Ball Evolution being ass. I'm trying to spit game to anybody that will try to make another live action one. I'm telling you, don't do that shit. At least they did that one thing and just tried to get that over with and not try to double back.
And it was still ass.
It was, but The Last Airbender was more ass.
No, it wasn't. And with that being said,
how wasn't it?
Wasn't.
The main character's name wasn't even correct, Quentin.
That's true.
At least they called Goku.
That's true.
His name there's like what? No, it's not. True. It's like no.
So you're giving it the most points because they use the exact same name?
I'm giving that's a big
the costume design was worse. The fight choreography was worse.
That's like me making an Avengers movie and that dude, he's broke. That's Black in America.
It was one character. It was one character.
The main character.
I give you that, but that doesn't mean that everything Dragon Ball wasn't worse.
No.
So you telling me the fighting in Dragon Ball was better than the fighting in Avatar?
I'm saying that the implementation of said fighting was not worse than the implementation of fighting.
Quincy, did you? So do we gotta talk about the scene where they did their first beam struggle?
Quincy, nobody cares about the creative understanding of the beam struggle. I find those beam struggles less egregious than the bending being a poor represent the primary thing about the franchise being god awful.
So we're just gonna act like the great ape that he turned into was amazing. That shit was horrible.
We can honestly,
his costume with his Goku fighting gi, horrible. A lot of
stuff we can chalk up because Dragon Ball Evolution, in fairness, was not a high budget film. So there is a lot of things we can chalk up to the budget.
They spent all their money on Piccolo.
And with the last, but you know what the last Airbender was? It was a high budget film, and it still looked like that. I can forgive to a lesser degree a middle to low budget film looking the way it does, and say that they should have added more budget because maybe it would have did that. I cannot forgive a intended blockbuster with a high budget to do the things that the last Airbender did.
So you didn't think they put money in Dragon Ball?
Hell no! What money did they put in
Dragon Ball? They had a Lambo. They had a Lambo and they bust a Lambo. They had a Lambo.
Close the show.
They had a mansion.
Close the show.
They had CGI.
Close the show. I'm done. A Lambo.
And that just goes to show how trash the movie was. It was ass. They had a scene where Goku chose not to fight and let niggas hit each other.
Oh my god!
Goku was at
the last Airbender.
Goku was at a high school party. Stop playing with me. Goku was at a high school party.
And the benders of the air, water, earth, and fire was looking like something that 1999.
Talking to your mic.
No, because I'm screaming and I don't want this to hurt anybody's ears.
Goku was at a high school party, bro.
The earth, the bending effects of the last Airbender.
They can't hear you. You guys gonna sound stupid.
No, they can hear me because I can hear me in your mic.
But it's gonna sound dumb.
I'm trying not to yell like this in their ear.
Well, talk away from it like that.
It looked Power Rangers Lost Galaxy using elements looked better than the last Airbender using those elements.
So you tell me this: did Aang go? Cause I'm finna go ahead and go to the dance tonight. We finna go ahead and go to this little party, drink a couple 40. Did Aang come out and go into some party, some dance? Did Aang go to school and do homework? Did he do that? Goku had a leather jacket on. Goku rode a bike to school.
What he did do was come on. You have to know who you are.
Okay, and Goku did this. Grandpa Gohan, I have to learn how to do my chi. Ass. Goku went to school, cuz no, you ain't finna tell me a bully Goku. A bully rode up.
That's whack as fuck.
Bully rode up in a car.
That was whack as fuck.
Ran over Goku's bike. And Goku went into school and did homework. Nigga, stop playing with me. That shit's ass.
But that orange and blue hoodie he had on in that one scene was fresh though.
Tell me about the red and blue gi he had on. I mean, orange and blue gi he had on towards the end. That junk looked like that trick was in 2005.
And so was the outfits in Last Airbender. Come on, dude.
But it was more accurate to the animation than it
was. Aang's tan wasn't tan, bro. It wasn't tan. There was no tan in that man's suit.
Okay.
Come on.
Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst movie.
Zuko didn't look shit like Zuko.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Zuko didn't even have the scar that is the core.
He did have a scar though.
No, not a scar, nigga. I'm talking about the scar that influences his entire decision making in the series because it represents.
Oh, so we gonna talk about Goku not having a tail? We gonna talk about that from Dragon Ball? We gonna talk about that?
Bro,
iconic scene for Goku's to have his Dragon Ball tail when in Dragon Ball.
Oh my god.
Where was Krillin? Where?
He was in the PSP game.
Where was Krillin? His Ace Boon Coon. He supposed to be a win from jump. There was no Krillin.
Well, if we're gonna
Yamcha,
if we're gonna talk about the Dragon Ball lore, actually he met Bulma Yamcha before Krillin. Krillin didn't show him until after him Yamcha and Bulma.
Master Roshi going to meet the Turtle Hermit. Krillin was with him because they went at the same time.
That was after Goku's first real adventure, though.
But he didn't know Master Roshi until he knew Krillin.
Master Krillin showed up after Goku was like,
when he told him, if you can't do this training, you can't come train with me. That was before he knew Krillin. No,
they had a whole arc with this rabbit dude, and that's when Goku first went grade 8, and Krillin wasn't there, from my understanding.
But he was there when he met Master Roshi.
No, he knew Master Roshi before that.
I gotta go back and look because I don't think so. But where was Krillin?
At the end of the day, both these movies are the worst examples of what to do with IP. But The Last Airbender did some truly bogus ass shit.
Dragon Ball worse. It's bad.
It is bad.
He went to school and did homework. Bad. He went to school. He had lunch.
That's true.
Goku had to listen to a school bell and go to lunch. Asking niggas for number 2 pencils.
This man wasn't even happy. He wasn't. There's no joy in this man.
Goku had to go talk to a guidance counselor.
The core character of Aang is his kindness and the fact that he still pushes on. None of that was rather prevalent. If we're talking about characters that wrong,
Goku had a progress report. He had to bring Grandpa Gohan progress reports. Goku had to do that. Goku had to go to homecoming dance.
This has been Into the Quniverse. You can find me Wednesdays on Multiversity.
Goku was asking for chocolate milk.
I'm been your boy Quabastar G.
No, it's this one.
I'm your boy Quabastar G.
Goku had a progress report.
And we will see y'all.
He had to get an E for effort.
Weeks. The Last Airbender was ass.
Dragon Ball is worse.
And we will see y'all later.
Goku had to cut frogs over.
Peace out, bro.
Man, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait. Thank y'all. Any shout outs you want to do before we get on up out of here, man.
Man.
Goku had progress reports.
All you beautiful people watching. The beautiful people.
He had to eat squirt pizza.
Oh my God. We will see y'all in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. This was Into the Quniverse.
Aang wasn't happy. He was called Ong and wasn't happy. And the goddamn benders was moving a candle and thinking it was doing something.
Goku had a locker.
It took 4 experienced earthbenders to move a rock and then punch it, and then there were pebbles.
Oh, so we gonna act like Goku didn't have to knock flames out with his chi? He didn't have a scene where he had to do that?
The benders. That's the core of that, and the visceralness. You literally got people in the cartoon kicking boulders, creating rock armor in the first scene. They literally was like, come on, guys.
Goku was standing on a tight wire, and it looked like the wire was hanging off the man's skin, how bad it looked.
And the CGI in The Last Airbender was like some of the assiest. When the man eyes was oiled and he was doing the water. Just cut the check. We're done. We're done for
that trick had to talk to his guidance counselor about how many credits he had. All right. Hold on. Wait.
We'll see y'all next week.
Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Into the Quniverse. We'll be back not next week, but we'll be back the next week after that. We're gonna have to do some more of these because I like this. This was awesome. You like this? This was turned up.
Man, this Last Airbender. Don't you ever sit there and say The Last Airbender?
It is. But we will see y'all later. Do you get any shout outs you want to give for Multiversity before we get on out there?
To all of the people at Multiversity. To all of the people that watch us right now. Y'all are great.
Facts. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. We're moving on up. I can't wait. We might do something special for our 100th subscriber. We moving on up. But thank y'all for tuning in. Dragon Ball Evolution is way worse than Avatar. That's facts. But we'll be moving on. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let that beat ride. This was Into the Quniverse. I'm Q.
And I am QMG.
And y'all already know how we do. Have them sent up. Dragon Ball Evolution. Have it sent up.
The Last Airbender is the worst.
Have it.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Hold on. Yeah. Let the beat drop. Oh. Have it sent up.